Does your life feel like one endless to-do list? And I know I'm talking to you moms out there, or women that run businesses, or have teams under them, or just have one of those crazy lives where there's so many checklists. Do you have a calendar that's checklist after checklist after checklist, and you just feel like there's chaos all the time and there's no place for you to think? I actually just got off a call with a client that had a headache on our call, even though she was thinking of so many things. This is you. This video is for you. I'm Alicia Soikawa, the Empowered Woman, and today we're going to talk about how to go from a chaotic mindset or just like chaos in your head to finding a little bit more inner peace for yourself. It took me a while, but I know that I have found calm in a really loud world. Whether you're physically around loud things or there's a lot of things going on in your head internally, there's so much coming at us from all areas. Social media, if you're on this YouTube channel, I'm sure you're seeing so many videos coming up. All the emails we get, if you're watching TV shows, streaming, there's just constant data coming at us, information, conversations. People can be texting at hours of the night. I remember back when I was a kid, I'm a Gen Xer, when kind of world went quiet, and on Sundays we really didn't do much. So there really isn't any space naturally, I think, built in for human beings in general to have quiet unless you intentionally make it. And that's why I think it's such an important topic to bring up, especially for women that are trying to run businesses, trying to be a great mother and a great wife, partner, and have a little bit left for themselves. So if this is you and you're challenged that and you're wondering, how is that going to be done? That's great, Alicia, but how would I get that done? One of the things I have found is understanding what is your tipping point that's going to make change for you, because a lot of times we won't make change unless the pain is so bad, right? It's not that bad. The comfort of doing things how we've been doing it, or just the ease of not having to think about things, we're all on autopilot, which is probably not the best thing. But I think I'm bringing this up because obviously if you're feeling chaotic and stressed, that's going to add to your cortisol levels, which is not going to be good for your health. And over time, that's what leads to burnout. And so that's why we're talking about this now. 3 mindsets I want you to think about for shifting, 3 of them, to redeem, like basically reclaim your inner peace would be, number 1, that peace is a practice. So don't make it another thing that you have to put on your list. Like, I have to be peaceful today, or I need to find inner peace, or be calm. It's not a destination. It's not something that you arrive and that's it. It's a constant practice. They say that about yoga and meditation. It is a practice. It's like practicing piano or any art that you may try to pick up, or a hobby or golf. You never get to the destination. There's always something more. So it's a practice, right? And then also one of the things, I'm not really a fan of this word boundaries, but it's the only way I can think of is put lines in the sand, demarcation about what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to, because that's going to give you the freedom to basically reclaim time and peace for your mind and self. And slowing down. I cannot say this even more. Slowing down. In a way, all of those 3 things mean surrender. And I saw this amazing video clip today with Tony Robbins talking about surrendering. And it's not about not having goals or wanting to reach or striving to accomplish your goals, but it's about surrendering that the outcome has to be a certain way at a certain time. And then there's a certain bit of trust and faith that comes along with that. And those of you that have faith in God, which a lot of you do that watch, I do, there has to be a faith in that things are going to work out for your benefit and everything is for you to learn a lesson or to grow in some way, or that you're being protected. And all of this kind of falls in the line that a lot of times we have chaos because we're trying to control everything. We want to control the outcome, and that forcefulness is what causes people to go into chaos and develop all the scenarios in their head of what if this and what if that, which then adds to more list, and I need to take care of this and that, right? It becomes so chaotic in their brain. So those are kind of things I would think about. Those 3 things is, where can you surrender more in your life? Where do you need to find places that says, that's not for me? And actually on our calls, typically with my clients, if I find that they're running, you can tell when someone comes on a call with a lot of energy, that chaotic, when you're around someone that's just like, whoa, that's a lot of energy coming at you. That's like chaotic, like the Tasmanian devil energy. There's a difference between that and super fun, bubbly, lighthearted energy, right? And there's difference between that and dark energy. Someone that comes in, it's just like the doomsday person. But just because someone's chaotic doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad. It's just, I think, more detrimental to themselves more than anybody else around them. And at that level, who are you attracting to you? Are you working with people that you're attracting because you're chaotic? And I had a call today as well with someone else, is that sometimes we look at chaos as normal. Were you raised in a chaotic home? Was Was your home full of a mess, that nothing was organized? Were you in a home that didn't really have a schedule or have priorities? Everything was just going and coming and going and running around and nothing ever was resolved. And that could be one of the reasons why you're addicted to chaos in your life. Kind of like people that are addicted to the drama, that they don't know how to live without it. And so when there is not drama, they're going to make the drama happen. It drives me crazy. I know we all know that, and we all have a friend somewhere or know someone that does this. It's like the people in real estate that always have the crazy deal all the time. Like there's never a time when it's not crazy and psychotic. And I will say I'm guilty of that. That was me at one point, where I think every single deal, I think I created something that didn't need to be there. And in hindsight, I'm like, geez, I could have made my life so much easier had I just let that control go, and again, use the word surrender. So those are kind of the pieces I want you to think about today, and think about one of the other tools that I use to calm is what I've learned recently is about breathing. I know a lot of people understand that most people walk around shallow breathing all day long. And one of the things you can do to get calm is to do intentional full body breathing. And there's something called pranic breathing, where you breathe 6 counts in and hold 3, and then breathe 6 counts out. That's what I like to do, because there's 7 in and 1 out. Count 1 and 7 out. But I like to 6 in, 6 counts in, hold 3, and 6 counts out. It's kind of fun to make the noise. Well, you don't have to make the noise. Very helpful. Like immediately my system calms down when I do that. So I challenge you to do that and do a little bit of the meditation. One of the meditations you can do, there are guided ones. Peloton has them, Spotify has them, YouTube has them. They're everywhere. Or you can just do silence. Or play because sometimes the silence is what you really need. And then just repeat a word that you have, like faith, trust, let go, surrender, abundance, whatever you want to chant in your head over and over and over again. We did this exercise at the Coach's Mastermind, which I thought was excellent. Breathing, pranic breathing for me has been a game changer in addition to the meditation. So I highly recommend that if you haven't tried that. The second thing to think about for a daily ritual, like do a daily ritual that kind of calms your nervous system down. For me, I like to cut down the lights. I like to have a cup of tea after dinner. It kind of sets my mind into the mode of like, we're winding down. It's about creating rituals that will calm your nervous system down and shut your mind off, right? Because a lot of the issues that we have as women in particular is, what about this? What about that? And these bubble thoughts just fly into your head and you don't even know where they're coming from. And so that could be something that could be really helpful for you and to kind of stop that chaos in your head. And you'll actually probably be more productive because you're not running around with your head chopped off. And I will give an example. For me, recently, there was a situation with a deal going on and we weren't sure the repairs were going to be done. They had agreed to do them. The seller had dragged their feet. The agent called me and said, hey, by the way, I don't know if we're going to get them done in time. And I said, well, that's cool. We're not closing until they're done, which meaning we're not going to go to settlement or close the house. They didn't want to take an escrow because it's a pretty big deal. I went ahead and offered my contractor that I know really well that would do an excellent job. Her quote came in higher. They kind of balked at it. I also touched base with my clients just to see a contingency plan had we needed to delay, just in case, but I didn't tell them to freak out. I was very calm and I just said, I offered solutions. This is what it is. And I made a comment to the agent saying, if it's not done correctly, we're not closing. And that's it. And I let it be. I put it back in their court because the responsibility was for them to correct the situation. It wasn't for me to manipulate and control. I offered where I could. They came to me. And you know what? Lo and behold, they're going to go with our person and it's all going to work out. That was a really good lesson for me because in the past, and I'm using that specifically, I would have freaked out about it, been managing it, been calling everyone back and forth, been obsessing about it, already rebooking the closings unnecessarily and making all these issues that I didn't need to make. And I point that out as a lesson because it's a growth piece for me and that I've learned particularly that I can see in my own self that I've grown. And so I know that's possible and we all are in a journey together. It's no one is there and no one's better than anybody else or gotten it figured out. And one thing I wish someone had told me sooner is about the surrender and allowing peace and calm into your life. And that is not a measurement of not being successful or whatever have you. Because I feel like there was this weird idea that if you were super calm and peaceful, that you couldn't be successful, that you must not be pushing hard enough or driving hard enough. And I think it's so beautiful now that we're seeing a different shift in how people see life and being intentional about the life you want to live and the life you want to carve. And if you want to have that drive, go life, good for you, but I don't think it has to be for everyone else, and it doesn't dictate what is successful for you. So that being said, I want you to think about what are the top 3 things you're going to do to add more peace into your life and remove that chaos so you can have more calm. Because I'm going to tell you, it's a lot better than being crazy and cuckoo. My kids will tell you that too. Everyone else around me has also benefited from me not losing my mind. So till next time, stay empowered, and I'll talk to you soon.